What's up, everybody? It is Amrinder Singh. Today, I'm gonna explain Arjan Dhillon's song Punjab intro. All right. So in this song, he talked about the Punjab. All right. He gives the overview of the Punjab. So it's being called Kujje Ch Samundar Band Karna. Basically, when you tell something like something really bigger, or you just tell in few words, all right, or you explain a lot in few words, that's there's a phrase for that. Kujje ch samundar band karna. What is the kujja? Kujja basically is a one of utensil which is made from the soil. Utensil, it's like tauda. If you don't know what is the tauda, just search tauda or kada on the Google with the Punjabi, so you will see what I'm talking about. All right. So kujja is very small. It's like a pot. All right. Samundar means sea, ocean. That's so big. All right. So you can't put ocean into like a kujja or into pot. All right. But when somebody explain big thing with so little words, that's called kujje samundar band karna. All right. Kujje samundar band karna. This is very good vocabulary. It's very good idioms for you guys. Sometimes people use it. All right. Now this song is basically kujje samundar band karna. Basically, this song is like that. You can use this idioms on this song. All right. ਉਹ song ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਸਮੁੰਦਰ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਤਾ. All right. So why? Because he explained about the Punjab in this song, like a 3 minute song. So Punjab is so big history, whatever. That's so big thing, but he explained in a few words. All right, in a song. So this is a really good song. There are a lot of things I think you need a visual, and I can't provide you visuals, but I give you an overview. I give you basically the basic stuff, what he's talking about, so you can have idea what he's talking about. Probably sometimes we can't explain any like a specific thing he's talking about, because he talking about like a so localization thing. All right. And even this kind of things he talks about the song, it didn't exist in the Western culture, so it's hard for me to translate because I have no idea what you're gonna call this thing. Probably there has no name for these things. All right. So but I try to explain, all right, with the context. So that's why probably I'm not gonna explain every single word, but I will give you the idea what he's talking about. All right. Another thing, if you want to see the visuals, all right, the visuals, he mostly talk about the tools people use in the farming stuff like that. So yeah, if you follow me on the Patreon or Instagram, these kind of stuff, I'm gonna post there the picture, like a not like a today or tomorrow, whatever, but in the future, I can post some like poster there, and you can guess. Oh, that's what he's talking about in the songs. I'll make sure follow me there. And another thing, if you wanna improve your listening skills in a Punjabi, all right, then I have another podcast which is all in Punjabi, no English speaking there at all. And the podcast name is the Amrinder Singh podcast. All right. I will put the link into the description. You make sure check it out. Now let's get started.
ਹੋ ਚੱਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਣਾ ਅਸਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਧੋਖਾ ਖਾਣਾ
He said ਚੱਲਦਿਆਂ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਣਾ, alright, ਸਾਹਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਧੋਖਾ ਖਾਣਾ. So ਚੱਲਣਾ, alright, ਚੱਲਦਿਆਂ basically the verb is ਚੱਲਣਾ. Chalana has a couple of meanings. Chalana also means when you're walking, alright, something is going on, that's chalana. If you start the car, that's chalana. It's going on. You start the car. Probably you're not driving, you just start the engine. We say car challi jandi hai, alright? That's chalana because something is going on, right? So ਚੱਲਦਿਆਂ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਣਾ. Chale jana is also mean like a fast way. When somebody passes away, people say sometimes like oh chal gaya, right? People can also say like oh mar gaya, all right? Oh chal gaya, oh chadai kar gaya, all right? These are all words for when somebody passed away, when somebody died, all right? So he was saying chalande chal jana. First, it means chaldean, like when people's life going on just right, they're doing their stuff, and all of a suddenly they just passed away. All right, chaldean chal jana. Sahane tokha dena. Tokha dena basically we can say the backstabbing you, and some days your breeze is gonna backstab you. All right, sa means your breeze because you never know when your breeze is gonna stop and one day you're gonna die. All right, that's what he's talking about. All right.
ਉਹ ਜੁਰਤ ਰੱਖੀ ਹਾੜਾ ਨੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਮਾੜਾ ਨੀ ਕੀਤਾ
So he says, ਜੁਰਤ ਰੱਖੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਾੜਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਮਾੜਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਜੁਰਤ ਰੱਖਣਾ means basically when you keep your head up, alright? ਹਾੜਾ ਕੱਢਣਾ basically when you are begging, when you are complaining, that means ਹਾੜਾ ਕੱਢਣਾ. And he said we didn't do that, we don't do that, we keep our heads up. And then he said ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਮਾੜਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, like we didn't do bad things, alright? That's what he's talking about. We didn't do bad things.
ਨਰਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੀ ਥਾਂ ਨੀ ਹੋਣੀ
Then he said, Narka with sadi thani honi. Nark basically means hell. Alright, when somebody died, they say if you did the bad things, you are going to the hell. Alright, that's what he was saying. We didn't do any bad thing and we're not going to go to the hell. Alright.
ਤੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਜਵਾਬ ਨੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਉਹ ਛੱਡ ਪਰੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਜੀ ਵੀ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਸੁਰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜਾਬ
Then he says, ਛੱਡ ਪਰਾਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਸੁਰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ. ਸੋ ਛੱਡ ਪਰਾਂ means like a leave it, alright? ਸਾਡਾ ਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਣਾ. ਜੀ means basically I also explained this word ਜੀ ਲੱਗਣਾ, alright? So G means basically, let's say if you visit here Punjab, right? Wherever the hell you're from, US, Canada, whatever. If you visit here and you spent a couple of days and I asked you, like, tera ji lag gaya? It means like I'm asking you, like, are you happy? Are you enjoying here? Alright? If you're enjoying here, if you're happy, whatever, then you can say, haan ji lag gaya. Haan ji lag gaya, alright? Like if you're bored, then you can say, na ji nahi lag gaya. Alright, if you're bored, you don't enjoy it, you say like genie like. And this word used a lot of people, like sometimes like even for the people like who went to go to study abroad or what the work permit whatever, right? And the first thing their family is gonna ask them when they're gonna call, like they're gonna tell, okay, I'm arrived here, all right? Then they're gonna ask like tera ji lag gaya? It means are you like okay with there, or you just bored, or you don't feel good, or you're missing your home, whatever, right? That's what it means, all right? Even sometimes when you visit relatives, if you have like a plan to spend some time with them, maybe 2 3 days, and they are gonna ask you tera ji lag gaya, all right? That's what he's saying here. Sada ji nahi lagna. Where? In the heavens, all right? Like in the heaven we want to be happy. Why? Because in heaven there will be no Punjab, all right? Because Punjab is on earth, it's not on the heaven. That's what he's talking about. And we're not going to go to the hell. Why? Because we didn't do any bad thing, and we don't want to go to the heaven because there would be no Punjab, all right? And that's why he's explaining about the Punjab in this song, all right?
ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਛੱਡ ਪਰੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਜੀ ਵੀ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਸੁਰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਉਹ ਅਸੂ ਫੱਗਣ ਚੇਤ ਨੀ ਹੋਣ
So he is talking about Asu, Fagan, Chet. These are the months, all right? Month names, the Punjabi months. We call it Desi Meene, all right? I also made a podcast about it when I like explain all the months, all right? All 12 months. So Asu is also month name. So he's saying like Asu Fagan Chet ni hone. Ni hone. It means it won't be in the heaven. These months won't be in the heaven, All right. Why? Because Punjab is in a Punjab. Punjab is in on the earth. That's what he was saying. All right.
ਮੋਟਰਾਂ ਵੱਟਾਂ ਖੇਤ ਨੀ ਹੋਣ
Then he say motਰਾਂ ਵੱਟਾਂ ਖੇਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣੇ. What is the motor? Motor basically a water pump. We bring the water from the ground to the surface to give to the crops. All right. So people just call it a motor because it's a kind of motor. All right. People say motor. Then it's a motor. Batta basically, but is kind of banks you made to give a water to the field. All right. And the khet basically mean a field or farm. All right. So he is saying motram batta khet nahi hone. Like it won't be in the heaven. Now he's explaining. First he said we won't want to go to the heaven because there would be no Punjab. Now he's explaining what kind of things are in the Punjab, but it's not in the heaven. All right. These things he's talking about. First he talked about the months, the Punjabi months. Then he's talking about like the water pump, the banks of the field, and he talked about the field. These kind of things won't be in the heaven. All right. That's what he's saying in his song. All right. And this is the good intro. The song, that's why the song name is Punjab intro. This is the good introduction of the Punjab.
ਛਿੰਝਾਂ ਮੇਲੇ ਖਾੜੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ
Then he said Shinja mele khade kitte. Alright. Shinja basically it is a kind of when people don't have electricity at the farm, so they can't bring the water with the water pump from water from like a inside ground to the surface. They use the bowls. They have like a different, like we can say a different technique. The old technique they bring the water, that's being called change. So it's hard to explain. You need a visualization to show this. All right. That's why I'm saying I'm gonna maybe post these kind of things one day on my Instagram or my Patreon. Make sure you follow that. All right. Then he says khade. Khada basically a live concert. When people go to the concert, listen to the singer. All right, khada is also mean basically where wrestler do their practice. That's also being called khada. All right. Mela means fair. We have a lot of fairs like a Basaki da Mela, right? Stuff like that. And that's what he's talking about. These kind of things won't be in the heaven. All right.
ਕਿਰੇ ਬੜਕ ਲਲਕਾਰ ਹੈ ਕਿੱਥੇ
Then he says,
ਹੁਣ ਉਹ ਛਿੰਝਾਂ ਮੇਲੇ ਖਾੜੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਬੱਕਰੇ ਬੜਕ ਲਲਕਾਰ ਹੈ ਕਿੱਥੇ
then he said, Bakre Vadak Lalakare Githi. Bakre means goats, alright? So Lalakara and Vadak. Basically, Lalakara is, I think people used to do, like Lalakara is, sounds like brra, like that, alright? So people used to do it like mostly in the playground when wrestling are doing that. It means they are the most powerful for like in this ground. If somebody wants to wrestle with them, you can come here, stuff like that. And people also do that while they are just somebody is drunk, they also do it. And sometimes it also creates a fighting with families, or because if somebody got drunk and they are doing that in front of house and people gonna fight, it seems like they are inviting somebody to fight with him. Yeah, this kind of stuff here happens. All right. So that's what he's explaining. So I'm not gonna explain everything. It's gonna so long about the lalkara. But if you wanna see what is the lalkara, the earlier I make the sound, that's the lalkara he was talking about. All right.
ਕੀਆਂ ਸਰੂਆਂ ਕਪਾਹਾਂ ਚਰੀਆਂ
Then he say makkiyan sarwan kapahan chariyan. Right? Basically, makki means corn. Right? Sarwa means the mustard, and kapa means cotton. Right? Chari basically means a sorghum. Basically, these are the crops of the Punjab. All right, and he's saying like these kind of crops you won't see in the heaven. All right.
ਦੀਆਂ ਪੱਗਾਂ ਮੁੱਛਾਂ ਖੜੀਆਂ ਏ ਬਹੁ
Then he's talking tediyan pagga muchha khadiyan. Right? Pag means turbans, and the mucha means the mustaches. All right.
ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਮੱਖਣੀਆਂ ਨਾਲੇ ਪਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਹੋ
Then he's talking about bauliyan makhaniyan pinniyan. All right. Bauli basically when a cow it give a birth to a calf, right? That time at the beginning of the milk, that's being called boli, all right? And the makhani or makhan means butter, all right? And pinni is kind of, I don't know what you're gonna call in English. I don't have names, so yeah. So I need a visual to show you, all right? Basically, the pinni is being made with like a some wheat flour, and they put some ghee, some milk, stuff like that. It's a recipe to make it, all right? That's what he's talking about.
ਸੁਰਮਾ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਸਿੰਨੀਆਂ
So he says surma pake akhan se niyan. Yeah, surma is basically like nowadays maybe the woman they do the makeup, they put like a, some kind of black circle on their eyes, and so here people basically the women they have called like a surma. This is also kind of black. This is put there on the eyes. That's what he's saying. Akhan se niyan, all right.
ਉਹ ਜਿੰਦੇ ਹਲ ਸੁਹਾਗੇ ਕਈਆਂ
Then he said, Jindre Sage Hal Kanya. All right. And these are the tools people used to use in farming. All right. Now it's hard to explain. I don't know what you guys call in like English. And even you guys don't know if you don't do the farming. Most of you guys who are listening this podcast, I don't think you do the farming there. So I think you need a visualization. And even the visualization it is a lot different if you're going to use nowadays tools and like 50 years ago's tools they're a lot different, all right? So that's what he's talking about. So basically you get the idea what he's talking about, right? So yeah.
ਲਾੜੀ ਨਾਲ ਕਮਾਲ ਨੀ ਹੋਣਾ
Then he said kaladi ਨਾਲ ਕਮਾਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਮਾਦ basically a crop of sugar cane, all right? Sugar cane is a crop, right? The kamad, or you also call it ganna, but if it's just like growing at the field, this is also being called kamad, all right? Kaladi basically you can say a little factory where they may make a jaggery, all right? Jaggery basically is goda, all right? Goda. I think in English they call jaggery. I'm not sure you even know about the jaggery word. But anyway, yeah, if you want to know what the jaggery is, what the gourd is, just search on the internet, all right? That's what he's talking about.
ਉਹ ਛੱਡ ਪਰੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਜੀ ਵੀ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਸੁਰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਉਹ ਛੱਡ ਪਰੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਜੀ ਵੀ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਸੁਰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜਾਬ
So again, he is basically talking about his hook, his main lines. I already explained.
ਉਹ ਸੰਗਤ ਪੰਗਤ ਲੰਗਰ ਦੇਗਾ
Then he's Sangat Pangat Langar Dega. Sangat basically means a bunch of people when they got together, that's being called Sangat. Alright? Mostly when bunch of people got together, they go to the Gurdwara, they go to any religious place, that's being called Sangat. Sangat could be also like if somebody we say if somebody got into drugs, they're gonna say oh madi sangat ch ho ral gaya. Oh madi sangat ch ral gaya. Sangat basically means a company. We say he got into drugs because he joined a bad company, bad people, right? So sangat means a company, right? Sangat pangat. Pangat means basically belongs to a Sikh religion. When people go to the Gurdwara, they sit together on the floor, whatever they eat, right? That's being called pangat. Sangat pangat. It means sangat means when people got together, they eat together. All right, that's sangat pangat. All right, and then he says, so yeah, he said langar dega. So langar basically the food being called langar. If you being served in the gurdwara, that's a langar. All right, deg is also we make in the gurdwara, right? It's kind of food.
ਉਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਪੀਰੀ ਤਵੀਆਂ ਦੇਗਾ ਉਹ ਜਿ
Then he said Miri Firi. Alright, what is the Miri Firi? Miri Firi is sixth guru of the Sikh religion, right? He has two swords. Their name was Miri and Piri. Alright, that's what he's talking about. And he said um Miri Viri Taviyan Degan, something like that. Let me listen again. Yeah, he said Miri Viri Taviyan Tegan. Teg also means a sword, right? Taviyan means basically it's kind of, I don't know what you call. This is like some kind of shield. If you see the old movies, when people go to the war, they have like a sword in one hand, and another hand they have some kind of like a shield, so they can protect them from their like from the swords. All right, so that's Tavi. I think that's what he's talking about. Then he said Fauj Ladli Lage Vasakhi. Alright? Fauj basically the Nahang Singhs. If you don't know who are the Nahang Singhs, you just search on the Google, alright? So Lage Vasakhi. Vasakhi again. Vasakhi is a kind of fair, alright? Or we can say a kind of or it's kind of festival or a Vaisakhi. Basically, on the first of Vaisakh, Vaisakh is a month, all right? The first of Vaisakh, there's a Vaisakhi festival, all right? So we already talked about the fairs or festivals. We already talked about the months. That's what he was talking about here. He is talking about a specific festival, Vaisakhi, all right? Then he said Kange kesan de vich hunde, means combs are in the hair, alright? So basically he's talking about the baptized six. Jag name suffer namene, something like that, and I have no idea. Let me listen it again if I can explain it. It's hard to explain. I have no idea how to tell you this thing. All right, so he say ਕੰਗੇ ਕੇਸਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਚੌਂਕੀਆਂ ਝੰਡੇ ਬੁੰਗੇ, all right? So it means the people who are the baptized sick, they keeps the combs into their heads, all right? Where ਚੌਂਕੀਆਂ ਝੰਡੇ ਬੁੰਗੇ, basically he is talking about the Nihang Singhs. Nihang Singhs basically are traditional like an army of the Sikh people. They used to do fighting in the history in the older, they are still exist, they are still in the gurdwaras. So when they go somewhere, so they have like a chande means flags, all right? Chonkiyan basically means where they set like a camps, stuff like that. That's what he's saying in this song, all right? So yeah, let me listen it more. So Janganama basically the explanation of the war, and the Jafarnama. Jafarnama basically a letter. A Guru Govind Singh Ji, basically the 10th Guru of Sikhs, he write this letter to the King Aurangzeb of the India. That time there was a King Aurangzeb, right? The Guru Govind Singh, he write a letter to that king because he was doing a lot cruel things on the people, and he wrote and he told what kind of bad things he was doing, right? And yeah, this letter is called Jafarnama, all right? If you want to know more about the Jafarnama, probably you can search on the internet and you will get more information about it. Then he said Udasiyan Safarnamini. So if you know, probably you don't know, the first Guru of Sikhs, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, he did 4 Udasi, alright? Or you can say Safar. He said Udasiyan Safarnama, alright? When he went to like a four, it's like a 4 journeys, you can say journeys. He also went to the like a Middle East and large. So basically he did 4 journeys. These are the very long journeys he did while walking. He went to Middle East from India while walking, all right? So that's 4 journeys being called Udasiya, and that's what he's saying in the song, all right? Then he said, Mo Sanj te Paichare. Mo means your love, your attachment. Paichara means your brotherhood with the people around you, with your neighbors, with your relatives. All right?
ਉਹ ਸਾਂਝ ਤੇ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਉਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਲਿਹਾਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ
So another word I missed, Sanj. Sanj basically means like a your when you share something, that's means like a Sanj. All right. And then he said,
ਉਹ ਸਾਂਝ ਤੇ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਉਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਲਿਹਾਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ
then he said, Othe koi lihaj nahi hona. Where? He is talking about in the heaven. Or what is the meaning of lihaj? I also explained this word lihaj, I think on my Instagram post, or I think also on the podcast. So lihaj means a friendship. All right. Mostly we use lihaj in my area. All right. He's also from Malwa. That's why he was using. But in the books, that's being called dosti. Dosti means friendship. All right. But we don't use dosti mostly when we are talking. We'd say lihaj. Lihaj means friendship. He said, Othe koi lihaj nahi honi. All right. He said there would be no friendship. Where? In the heaven. All right. So because we have a lot of friendship here in Punjab, and that's what he was talking about basically.
ਛੱਡ ਪਰੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਸੜਕਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਓ ਹਾਸ਼ਮ ਬਿੱਲੂ ਵਾਰਿਸ ਬੁੱਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਹ ਮੁਹੰਮਦ ਸ਼ਬੀਨ ਮੁੱਲੇ ਰਾਗੀ ਕਵਿਸ਼ਰ ਸਤ ਤੇ ਵਾਰਾ
So basically, here he's talking about Shah, bars, stuff like that. He's talking about old poets of the Punjab, all right, old writer of the Punjab. Basically, he just talking about their names, all right. So it's hard to explain about every single names he said. It's going to be so long, but just keep in mind these Vars Bulle, these are the old poets, all right. So yeah.
ਸ਼ਾਹ ਮੁਹੰਮਦ ਸ਼ਬੀਨ ਮੁੱਲੇ ਰਾਗੀ ਕਵਿਸ਼ਰ ਸਤ ਤੇ ਵਾਰਾ
Then he said Ragi Kvisar Satyavan. Ragi basically the people who just sing a religious, we can say song or religious, we call it Bani basically in Punjabi, in the Gurudwaras, all right, on the harmonium. That's being called Ragi. Kavishar basically they just sing a religious, we can say the spiritual, you can say song or a poet, whatever, without any kind of instrument, all right. So yeah.
ਮੁੱਲੇ ਰਾਗੀ ਕਵਿਸ਼ਰ ਸਤ ਤੇ ਵਾਰਾ ਟੱਡ ਸਰੰਗੀ ਤੂੰ ਪੀਂਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਰਾ
Then he said Tad Sarangi, Tumbi Tara. And these are the traditional music instrument. Tad and Sarangi and Tumbi. These are the traditional instrument of the Punjab. And that's what he's talking about. If you wanna know about more, if you wanna see the visualization, you can also search on the Google as well. Alright.
ਠਣੀਆਂ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਮਾਈਏ ਟੱਪੇ ਉਹ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ
One sec, I don't know what he said. Let me listen it again.
ਸਤ ਤੇ ਵਾਰਾ ਟੱਡ ਸਰੰਗੀ ਤੂੰ ਪੀਂਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਰਾ ਠਣੀਆਂ ਬੋਲੀਆਂ ਮਾਈਏ ਟੱਪੇ ਉਹ
Then he says Sitniya, Boliya. So I don't know what the Sitniya means, but Boliya basically means people use on like when somebody has a marriage, they do the Boliya. And I don't know what you're gonna call. It's not like a song. Yeah, it's similar to basically it's also for enjoyment. I don't know how to explain because there's no word for bowling in English, I think. So yeah, it's basically we can say very similar to song, the poem, stuff like that. Mostly people do it on the marriages parties. All right, that's being called bowling, or you can just search on Google or YouTube. Just search on bowling, and you can see some kind of videos of maybe the parties, and then you can see what kind of things they do on the bowling, all right? So that's what he's talking about here.
ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਲਕ ਰਾਜੀ ਰੱਖੇ
Then he says sabnu malik raji rakhe. It means malik basically means a owner, but here malik doesn't mean the owner. Here he's talking about the god, and even the god is the owner of the people, right? That's what the god raji rakhe. It means the god keep everybody safe, right? Malik sabnu raji rakhe. God keep everybody safe. That's what he's saying.
ਉਹ ਸੁੱਚੇ ਦੁੱਲੇ ਜਿਉਣੇ ਜੱਗੇ
So Suche, Dulle, Chaune, Jagge. These are the name of the warriors of the Punjab we're talking about. And they are very popular. Mostly they have a lot of songs on these people. Alright. These are the warriors of the Punjab. Alright.
ਹੋਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਲਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ
So he said, Honi nu la lende jinde. Honi. Honi basically the things is just going to happen. You can't do anything, all right? Then he said jinda. Jinda means log. And those were that like a strong warriors, and they could log the honi like probably they have ability to prevent something to happen, all right? Because some people say it's honi means it's just going to happen, you can't do anything, but those people can lock it, right? They could prevent something to happen. They were that strong warriors. That's what he was talking about.
ਆਲੇ ਹੈ ਯਾਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਇਹ ਤੋਂ ਜੱਗੇ ਹੋਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਲਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਮਾਣੇ ਹੈ ਯਾਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਇਹ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਖਿਤਾਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ
All right, then he said ਮਾਣ ਆਜਣਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਇਹ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਖਿਤਾਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ. ਮਾਣ means proud of. Arjana basically he's talking about himself because his name is Arjan. ਮਾਣ Arjana ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ. We are proud of being Punjabi, alright? And then I say ਇਹ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਖਿਤਾਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ. ਖਿਤਾਬ means award. And he said there's no bigger award than being Punjabi. Being a Punjabi is just a award in itself. That's what he was saying, alright? All right, so this is the end of the song. At the end he just told like sing his basic length, the hook. All right. ਛੱਡ ਪਰਾਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਸੁਰਗਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ. All right, leave it, we want to be happy in the heaven. All right, there would be no Punjab in the heaven. That's what he was saying. So yeah, it was one of the hardest song to explain because the things he talked in the song, and this is so localization things, the traditional things, and the some things even didn't exist in the English in the Western culture, and I don't know how to like tell you directly the explanation. Even I think there would be some words. First of all, I don't think there would be some words for some specific words. Even there would be some, I'm pretty sure you don't know because there are a lot of different things that in culture. So yeah, it was one of the hardest song I explained, right? So yeah, I hope you enjoy it.